Happy Monday, Soul Fam. Welcome back to this channel where we do tarot card readings every week. I'm Frances. We will be getting to our tarot card reading shortly, but this is a community here, and so very briefly, quick personal updates. I realized as I was about to film this, I'm literally wearing the same outfit that I was wearing last week. You do know that it's a different week though, because I am not in my home. I am in my parents' home. I am on the floor in my parents' living room. It's about 1:20. I had a little bit of time between client sessions. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to record this today, but I really wanted to. We have Mercury just went retrograde. We have a lot of planets retrograde this month. You've heard me say this before. I'll say it again. I'm not the expert astrologer. However, I do like to check in when there's a lot of, especially when there's a lot of talk around, like scary, even though it's not, astrological events or energy, because I always want to check in and be like, hey, how can we ground? How can we best move through this? But again, I am makeup free. Like it's really hard for me to show up in the imperfections. But to be quite honest, I am almost 8 months pregnant. There is so much going on right now. I cannot even begin to share, or cover everything. But I guess what's important for today, number one, thank you. As mentioned, it is 1:30. This is my coffee for the day, my 1 cup that I get to enjoy while pregnant. And yeah, it's just been a little bit hectic between, if you've ever been pregnant or know someone close to you pregnant, as you get to the end of your pregnancy, like everything just becomes a little bit more hectic. There are more appointments. Like now I'm going every 2 weeks to my doctor's appointments, plus weekly pelvic floor therapy to help prep for labor. Plus I have a toddler, plus I'm, serving, thank goodness, like it's my favorite thing ever, serving my clients in one-on-one sessions before I go on maternity leave. Plus, the nesting kicks in, your body gets uncomfy. I'm starting to get really puffy and it's hard to move easily. And then my husband his work is extremely demanding. So thankfully we have a really beautiful support system between my mom, I know she watches these, hi mom, and our other family members who really help out with literally everything. I don't know what we would do without them. But yeah, there's just a lot going on. And I also realized, number 2, I never gave an update. Also, by the way, you can skip through this if you're like, I don't care about any of this, for instance, I just want to get to the reading. Check the timestamps, skip ahead. But I never gave an update as to why I have been at my parents' house working lately. If you've noticed a change in background for, my videos, or if we've had a one-on-one session, that I'm here. It is not ideal, but I'm so grateful for it because I have somewhere to go. Our home is amazing and it's really, really tiny. We don't really have much space, and I never want to kick my daughter out of her house if I need to work. So it's really amazing that I can come to my parents' house and work. But with that said, the reason I'm here is because I no longer have my office space anymore. And I realized that I never shared what happened. It is a really long story, and legally I cannot say certain things because I did have to sign some documents. But the long and short of it is I am no longer in that lease because there was very long, prolonged construction that was happening in the office building that prevented me from using my space. If you've ever received tarot or Reiki, you know that you need not radio silence, right? No office building is going to be able to give that, but you should be able to talk at a normal volume. With headphones on, you should be able to relax and listen to some music. And it wasn't possible for me to do in-person or virtual sessions there. And I offered and asked for a lot of support, or not a lot of support, a little bit of support, and offered a lot of solutions with the landlord. And to be honest, on a personal level, I don't know if she just didn't understand how severe it was, but I'm not talking 3 weeks of construction. This was 6 months of construction from from June through November. It is still going on right now. I literally couldn't work. Now, let's be clear. I didn't want to get out of my lease. I really wanted to stay there. I spent so long finding the perfect spot and making it nice and redoing the floors and literally gutting it and redoing it, taking out wires, all these things. Spending a lot of money on furniture. it was hard to decorate a small space, okay, and make it not feel like you were cramped. I wanted to be there, but it ended up just really not working. Thankfully, with a lot of back and forth and support from my lawyer and, you know, sacrifices on my end and on their end. And, you know, I get that they're trying to run a business too. I get it, but it was not the way that I would run a business. And it was not a way that I felt like my business could forget thrive, like even survive 6+ months of not being able to even use the space. So all that said, I am no longer there. And I am figuring out what is next. I have been looking at other spaces, but now we're kind of in a time where, you know, our family is growing. I'm about to have another baby and I'm like, okay, should I wait and just see? I don't know what it's going to be like to have 2 kids. So anyways, that is kind of, I know that was long, but that's kind of the long and short of it. And so we're just taking it day by day and we will see what the future holds. Let's check in now for this week. What is coming through. Again, a lot of astrological transits, retrogrades, but also just, we do this every week. So let's check in. Coffee break. Thank you. And then the final piece here that I want to share a little bit more personally, with all the extra things in the schedule, it is my hope that I can be here every week. If not, thank you for your grace, and I will be back when I can. I'm going to keep doing these as long as I can until baby comes. But I also do have to give myself grace, which is not easy to do. But yeah, I gotta do my best. And even though I want to always prioritize work, I have to prioritize my family and myself right now, my body, because it is a vessel, a portal for new life. So it's hard, but I'm doing my best. Okay, let's dive in. Working in light and the highest for everyone here is greatest good, deepest understanding at this time, keeping my energy on, cleansed, protected, and theirs as well. Welcoming in my spiritual team and each and every person who is here, welcoming their team forward. What do we need to know this week? November 10th today, but whenever this video found you. Okay, 3 cards. So let's see. First card this week. Ooh, love that for us. Love that for us. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so first card we have Queen of Wands. This card is about empowerment. This is the mystic magical queen. So this is a great week actually to do some spiritual work if you have the inclination to do so, whether this is pulling cards for yourself, journaling, meditating, going outside. I'm also getting like in queen energy as the leader of my life, not authoritarian energy, not like very strong, gotta do this, gotta make it happen, boom, boom, boom. Because in fact, that is not Queen of Wands energy. Wands are very slow. It's planting seeds. This is a reflection week. Okay, if we were to put it one way, this is a reflection week. What is it that's working? What's not working? What do I need to resolve? What loose ends do I need to tie up before I can actually move forward, before I can get to that vision for my life in the future that I really want? That queen self, seeing the widest, most beautiful vision for myself when I look forward. What is that? But this is not the week to be like, action, 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 action forward. This is the week to reflect. This is the week to pause. You are probably going to struggle to do this because you are wanting to create that life. You are wanting to go do that thing. We're coming to the end of the year. A lot of times this is when people do like year-end check-ins and they start thinking about New Year's resolutions and they're feeling all of this pressure to move forward. Even energetically, there's this pressure to move forward and make changes. Yes, and if things are flowing and easy, great. But make sure that you have done the reflection work first. Again, if you can, from a more spiritual, even if that means like religious, like if you have a religious practice, you pray, you go to church, or, you know, more of the metaphysical work, check in first. A big question to ask with whatever modality you want to check in on this is, what do I still need to learn? What do I still need to learn here in order to empower me to fully step into that queen energy, that leadership energy that feels brave, that is comfortable in patience because she knows life is like, I'm still building. Even when I'm not doing anything, my foundations are set, so the ball is still rolling. I am practicing presence, patience, and stillness, knowing that this is where I need to be in order for that next version of life to come. We can't rush it right now. If you're feeling rushed, it's probably not it. This is also the week I'm hearing to like ask for what you want. There's no harm in asking, right? It's like, and also they're saying be open to miracles. I experienced this actually this past weekend. Like, I got a coffee and a croissant for free just out of nowhere. And I was like, great, thank you so much. I'd been practicing gratitude before. I actually posted on Instagram. So if you're interested, you can go look and learn more there. But like expecting miracles and asking for what you need. The worst they can say is no, right? But what this is going to do, number one, you might get a yes. So how cool is that? And number two, like, and what I'm hearing with that is, like, if there are specific areas in your life where you're like, I don't know if they would go for that, but I don't know, that's what would work for me. Let me just see, and ask in a really respectful way, but hey, go for it. You never know. But number two, it's gonna be very empowering for you to be like, hang on a second, what I'm asking for, yeah, that might not be what was offered to me, but that is what would work for me. Okay, I know what would work for me. I know what would feel good. I am brave enough to ask for it, even when it wasn't presented to me. I can create my reality. Whether I get a yes now or a yes later, that doesn't matter, because I can be patient and I can reflect and learn my final lessons in this season before coming into this next stage of life. But I'm still going to trust that I'm worthy of having those things. And if they say no, then I know wasn't meant for me right now, and it will come when the time comes. And I'm not going to settle for less than what I know is right for me. So this week is very much about empowerment and clarification of those big dreams, those big goals, but not feeling the need to take action on them yet, rather stepping into reflection. What do I still need to learn? Where can I still grow? Where can I actually practice patience so that in the right divine time, that seed can then bloom? Okay? But it is your life, and you get to define what the bloom is, what the flower is that you are going to enjoy. Okay? You're gonna feel rushed. Do not rush this week. Take your time, okay? Now, with that said, this might also be a week of clearing. 6 of Swords. This is walking away and leaving baggage behind. What is expired? What is dead weight? What is literal trash that you are carrying around that you do not need? Maybe part of your spiritual work is checking in on that. We don't have to leave everything behind. We don't have to let everything go. Please don't do that. Don't do that, okay? But there are some things that are ready to go. There are some things that are expired. There are some things that we are holding on to that are actually only serving past versions of ourselves, that are not actually relevant to today. Where might you need to swallow your pride and admit that you were wrong in order to get to that next level of communication, of connection, of peace, of like sunshine in the situation? Right? Like, what's expired out here in terms of like your day-to-day life and, maybe your dreams or the way that you do things, but also what's expired within yourself, whether that is, patterns, habits, triggers, the way that you deal with situations. Remember, with Mercury retrograde, we may have some mishaps in communication, whether this is in relationships or technology. What would the old you have done that maybe you're doing right now and you're like, wait a second, that's not me right now. I need to give myself some grace and love, but also be honest with myself and be like, this isn't what we're doing anymore. No. I am leaving that behind. If you need some action steps to like how to leave it behind, maybe check in with some spiritual work, some journaling, call a friend, a therapist, practice a mantra or an affirmation. And then it's okay, and where am I going? What do I want to bring with me? It's not that you have to abandon everything. It's not that you don't have parts of yourself in these old versions that, still exist. But it's the way in which we are moving through the situation that might need a little tough love and be like, oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I need to say sorry. Maybe I need to change for the situation, for the relationship, but also for me, so I can feel better, so I can be free of this. I don't have to deal with it anymore. Like, oh my gosh, apathy is the most freeing thing in the world, right? To a degree. Caring is good. We need to care. But when it becomes habitual for no reason, that needs to go. Okay? So looking at that in your life, what am I still doing out of habit that's actually expired and I'm ready to let go? How am I going to let that go? And then where am I going? And what do I need to do in order to get there? Okay? Okay. And then finally, Page of Pentacles. This is the card of following through on your ideas. Maybe not taking action this week. There's not like action here. It's more sorting through what's going on in your head. Writing them down, doing like a brainstorming session, having, like planning when you're going to have the meetings or the conversations. Last week, this came up a bit. If you didn't do it, like setting your appointments that need to be set, like kind of the nitty gritty in life. Again, you might not be actually taking action this week, but Page of Pentacles is very much like taking what's in your brain, all the ideas, all of the inspiration, all of the stress, the worry, all of it, like get it out so you can see it. Again, very Queen of Wands energy. Journaling could be great here. And then organize it. Whatever that means to you. Okay. You are likely going to get some downloads this week, or you've been having ideas popping up or inspiration or parts of creative projects coming up over the last weeks to months. You're gonna feel like you should be further ahead than you are. You're exactly where you're supposed to be, okay? Just keep getting it out and seeing how and where you can organize it, okay? Once again, it's not the week for action. It is the week for reflection, releasing, and reorganization. I'm going to say those again. We love an alliteration. Reflect, release, reorganize. Reflect, release, reorganize. That is what you're focusing on this week. Okay? Okay, everyone. Thank you for being here. Once again, thank you for allowing me to show up in this way. I can't wait for the day where we can all just like show up in our jammies and do this in person, or maybe even virtually. Ooh, that could be really fun. And get to know each other a little bit more. But in the meantime, I'm sending so much love. If you would like to donate, please check out the link in my description box. This helps me to show up with energy for you every week. And if you haven't already, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel. If you're here every week and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I have a new goal. Well, it's not a new goal, but I'm really close now to getting 1,000 subscribers. I don't have like an exact deadline. Ideally, it would be by the time that I went on maternity leave, but that's in a couple weeks. But hey, I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna take this guidance here. If you watch these videos, or if you're here and you like this, please subscribe to this channel. I am hoping to get to 1,000 subscribers, which in the grand scheme of the internet is very small, but for me, it would just mean so much to know that I'm connected with 1,000 people here. Like, that is just amazing. So please subscribe if you feel called. I'm sending so much love, and I will see you again soon.